Hey everyone, here's a quick look at the new Samsung Chromebook 2. There is a Chromebook 2 11.6 inch, and this is the newer version. This is the Intel one. They do have one that's running the Exynos processor, and it also comes in a 13 inch, but the Intel version only comes in 11.6. It's running 1366 by 768. As you can see, this is the box for it. So let's take a quick look. This one is like a silver color. You can tell the Sanyo's one is running. It's the jet black. So is the 13-inch one. There's nothing much in here, as you can see. Pretty much a lot of plastic. Nothing fancy. We'll take a quick look at all this, and then let me take this out. Put this back in here. Here's the box for the PSU power supply unit. Nothing fancy there again. So, you know, just simple packaging. Quick, I guess these are Samsung Chromebook software guide. We won't be needing that at all. So let me open this up, and it's got a little cover here. So let's move this out of the way real quick, and we'll take a quick look at the build quality. I do actually, there's Toshiba that's running the new 1080p. I kind of like this is kind of really sturdy, much more sturdy than the Toshiba and most of the netbooks, or not netbooks, Chromebooks out there. Samsung's done a great job. They were kind of almost the first to get on the market with their previous version of Chromebooks. They've been around for a while. As you can see, here's the quick layout of the keyboard. It's got a nice keys, like Chiclet Island keys here. It's got a nice hinge here. They've changed this from the previous version. The trackpad is part is plastic. It's a little clicky, plasticky feeling. It's got a nice glide to it, so I can see this won't be any problem scrolling or using this, because it has a nice smooth glide to it. This is plastic, as you can see here, but it's a nice sturdy plastic. It's not actually flimsy. As you can see, look, I am pushing very hard, and there is hardly any movement on this at all, as you can see there. So it's very well built. It's got the camera up here. I believe it's just 720p camera here, which good enough for your video chats, Skype. I guess also, if you're gonna run Skype, you gotta install Crouton and run Linux on it so you can start Skype, because you can't get that in the Chrome browser yet, or Chrome Market Store or anything. It's got the Samsung logo here. It's got the nice matte screen, so as you can see, it's not gonna be so glary out in the sun. It's got a nice little plastic. Let me zoom in here, kind of show you guys. I'll get this corner here, but as you can see, it's got like a plastic strip that goes all the way around the edge there, and all the way around the bezel here, as you can see here. And this is pretty much, so when you close it here, it actually goes on the edge here, so it won't scratch on this. It's very nice. Well, that's a well designed, as you can see there. So on the bottom, you can see it's got two speakers there on the bottom. They're pretty loud for being on a netbook, or sorry, Chromebook. I keep calling it a netbook. Reminds me of the netbooks. But it's got four rubberized stands here, so it can, and you can see here's the bolts to unscrew it. Other than that, there's nothing much underneath it. Let's take a quick look on the side here. On the right hand side, I do kind of like this because it does have a micro SD slot there, as you can see there, and it's got a little door. I prefer this. I know many of you guys, are a lot of reviewers and others. Let me zoom in there. Hopefully that can catch it on there, real focus on there. Many don't like that. I don't mind. I know some say, well, I have a full-size SD card in my camera. Actually, my camera, I use nothing but micro SD cards with the adapter to full size. So when I take that, I can always put it in here. Or actually, I can get a 64 gigabyte micro SD card, stick it here for additional storage for pictures, music, videos, or anything. Because these come with 16 gigabytes, so that will help. As you can see, it's got a nice rubber catch there, so it's nice that it's concealed. So if you were, let's say down the road, you wanted to add 64 gigabytes there, you can put it there and leave it there and just kind of close it as well so it won't show it, and it'll be nice and flush. It's got a full HDMI port here, which is nice. It's got a a full USB 3.0 on this side with the PSU connector here. So it does have two USBs. The other one is a regular, and also you can also pick up one of these small USB 32 or 64 gigabytes, and also you can put it here. This is a 3.0 64 gigabyte, and see, as you can see, it doesn't stick out much at all. So you can also do that if you prefer. I'll show you the side there so you can see, so it won't get in the way or anything at all. So if you plan on using it, you know, leaving it in there, that's another way that you can also add more. So you can actually add 64 here, 64 here, so you got already 128. On the right hand side, as you can see, it's got the 3.5 millimeter jack for your headset and a USB 2.0 on the right hand side. Other than that, there's nothing much. Comes with 2 gigabytes of RAM. That's too bad. I wish that these would Intel version would have come at least with 4 gigabytes of RAM. That would make this much more nicer. But again, if you're just using basic 12, 13, 15 maybe tabs open, you probably will run into trouble. But if you keep anywhere from 7 to 10, shouldn't be a problem with this 2 gigabytes of RAM on here. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this, and then I'll power this up, and I'll show you guys quickly just a quick rundown on this. Okay, everybody, back. The other nice thing about the Chromebooks is they do power up, and basically probably this one boots up in about I'll say about 6 seconds. I didn't time it, but boots up around 6 seconds on here. So that's the nice thing. Let me put my password in here real quick. Log in, and that's the other thing. You can, no matter what Chromebook you pick up, you can easily put your applications back by logging in with your account. Everything syncs over very nicely and quick. So let's go ahead and put all these down, since I had all these other applications open when I did this. So again, it's got shortcuts here. This is for full size, for tabs open that you might have, shortcuts here. Does have a full screen here, like for example, let's say you were browsing. I'll just put msn.com. Let's go to, and if you wanted to not have this up here, you want a full screen, you can basically do this, and now you have full screen. As you can see, it's got a small stutter as it's loading up the page. It's not too bad. Once it loads up, it scrolls fairly decent. I seen smoother scrolling, but again, it's actually right there, scrolling actually better. So it might have actually, once it loads up, you should be no problem. Let me see if we, another thing I do want to show you guys is, for some reason, I think it only happens to these Samsungs, because I tested other ones. When you start typing something up here, well, it's not doing it right now, but at times you do have like a lag when you're typing something on the HTML bar up here. It does, you start typing a word, and it's you might type, let's say, MSN, but once you type M, it takes about a split second, and then it starts typing, and it continues. But it could be because I have a few tabs open. Right now I only have one tab open, and it seems like it actually went right away. Let me see. That's actually opening up fast. Let me open up another tab. Let me see, New York. Oh, let's just put Netflix, or let's see, Netflix, and then let's do another tab open. Let's go to Samsung. Yeah, actually it's doing it good right now, but at times I do notice that it does give me a kind of like a, kind of pause when it's typing up there. It is kind of a little bit annoying, but if I'm using a document, if I have any documents or creating documents, I don't seem to have that problem when I start typing something right away. It does type right away at that instant, so I don't have that pause. So again, it could be because of maybe the browser having too many tabs open, so that could be an issue if you with the 2 gigabytes. But other than that, if you want something to just web browsing and do Word, Excel, because you can do Word and Excel by going Office online, Office 365. Let me see this. I'll see if I can log in. It does work perfectly for that. You can get the online Microsoft Word for free. So, or you can use as you can see, I got a shortcut I created here. This is Word Online. Sign in with a Microsoft account. So I can sign in with my account here, and then I'll be able to do online Microsoft Word, which is nice because then you can save it. The only other problem is, again, beware if you want to print stuff, you can only print if you have set up a cloud account on your printer or from your computer. It's a little bit on the hassle side, but if you really want to print, I prefer what I do is just I save it online, and then when I need to, I can basically open it up on my Note, and then from my Note I can actually print from my Note to my HP printer here at home or at work, or actually almost anywhere I am. So that's the nice thing about that. So that's just a quick look at the Samsung. Let me put the full brightness. It's nice and bright, as you can see. The viewing angles, this is a TN screen, so it's terrible screen viewing. You kind of have to have it almost dead on, as you can see it on the screen there. If you're dead on, it looks good. I like that because there's no glare, so everything, the words come in very, very nicely. Even though it's got a 1368 by 776 resolution, it's not too bad on this 11.6. As you can see, the small fonts there, they're not blurry or anything. They're nice and readable, so that makes a nice still kind of device to check, again, like I said, your email or any other thing. The other thing I did load up is like I mentioned earlier, I did load up Linux on this as well to get Skype going, so that you can also load that up, and it works fine on this. I'll show you guys. Let me see. Oops. Control T. All right, well, let me see. And I did load up back to back. So let me see. XFCE4. I did load it up, so it kind of runs integrated here. So I can basically, I got 2 operating systems here running. I got Linux running, and also I got Chromebook. So if I wanted to please update your serious warning update. Okay, so there's an update already, and here is I have installed a, let me go to applications and system, and I did install, let me see, I lost my Skype. Here we go. And I did also install as you can see there, Firefox as well, so I can run Firefox here if I wanted to. Oh, it's okay, I can close that. It's just having trouble. So that's very nice, because I can, as I mentioned to you, there's a full screen here. I'm gonna minimize it and see I'm back and forth with the Chrome browser, as you can see. So you can jump back and forth. Here's Linux. I'll minimize it so you can see that oops, sorry. Let me minimize the browser, and here you go. So I can be Skyping, and since Skype is not available, that's the reason. But again, the Chromebook does quite a bit, so you can run Linux if you're one of those type of people that like to have different operating systems. As you can see here, I got the toolbar for Microsoft or Chrome and Linux, so I can run both of them seamless at the same time, and there's no effect on this. Let's try let me see, Yahoo. No, actually it's popping up very quickly. Let me see, New York Times. Yeah, no, it filled in pretty quickly. It's loading up the pages fairly decent, as you can see here. It's right there as I scroll down. Once it loads up the pages, it goes very quick. What I do notice, I think Chrome browser needs to be updated a little bit. It needs a little bit of work because having the same processor on this Chromebook, it does run slower than it does on the Windows machines with the same browser using Windows Internet Explorer 11. So let's take let me show you guys. Well, let's get that screen a little bit brighter, just so you guys can hear the volume. That is the full volume. As you can see, the speakers here, or sound coming from here.
Nadie sabía nada.
Not bad, because having the speakers down below, it bounces. It actually bounces off the desktop you have it on, which is better because it uses this bouncing off, so it actually sounds louder than what it is. So that's a nice part of it, that having the speakers down below here, it does on a hard surface, that's to your advantage. So that's a plus side. Other than that, if you can run some applications offline, you don't have to be online all the time. For writing documents and checking web browsing, I picked this up. I can pick this up very nice and easy with no issue. But for my workflow, my Surface Pro 3 and my tablets are what I use. But other than that, if you guys were thinking of picking something up, this is a nice Chromebook. It's got very sturdy of all of them. As you can see here, it's got the kind of the leather faux design here. This was actually kind of from the, let me see if I can clean this up real quick, kind of from like the Note, remember from the Note 3 kind of design that it had on there. Now that we have the Note 4, they kind of went away with the stitching here, so that's a little bit different than this one. It is like a hard plastic, so it is slippery. It's got like you say, I like this nice design. It's got Samsung here and the Chrome, and it's got a nice little a little emblem there for Chrome, which is nice little touch there. Let me see if I'll zoom this on there for you guys. So it's a nice little, and now that I have it zoom in, you can kind of see the design. You can see the fake stitching there, and it's got that little kind of leather look on there, kind of make it look nice. So I do like the build quality on this Chromebook. Again, I could pick up I still not decided. I could pick up a Toshiba 1980 by 1080 HD screen with IP screen resolution, but for some reason I just this feels nice and portable. The screen's 11.6. It's enough to do documents, email, and whatever I might need on this. So if you guys were thinking about picking this up, that way it gives you a chance of what this looks like. Web browsing opens up, as you can see, fairly decent. Not too fast like if you were talking about an Intel i3 or i5 core. Yeah, those are faster, but for what it is, works great. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.